this video, we're going to be using models to find fraction parts of a group. So that's a lot of words, but it's actually pretty simple. For example, let's say you have 4 cookies and you want to eat 3/4 of the 4 cookies. 1/4 would be 1, 2/4 would be 2 of the 4, 3/4 would be 3 of the 4 cookies. So if you were to eat 3/4 of the 4 cookies, you would eat 3 of the cookies. So it's pretty simple. Another way to think about it is every time you see that word of, it means multiply. So we're really saying 3/4 times 4. We're just drawing it in pictures. Later on, we're going to use our knowledge of how the multiplication of fractions works to create the answers using the standard algorithm. But today we're going to focus on pictures. I'm going to choose to draw small circles for my pictures. You can choose to draw X's or anything squares, something really easy to draw. All right, so let's say we've got 2/3 of 18. 2/3 of 18. So that means I'm going to break 18 into 3 equal parts. So we're going to say 3 equal columns. So 1, 2, 3 columns. And we're going to keep splitting up that 18 into those 3 columns until we get to 18. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Remember to pause if you need to catch up. But as you can see, what I've done is I've taken the number 18 and I split it up into 3 equal groups. So each of these groups have 6 dots in them. Now we want to go ahead and circle 2 of those groups because we want 2/3, 2 of the 3 groups. So if I circle 2 of the 3 groups, then I know I have circled 12 dots. So that means that 2/3 of 18 equals 12. So let's think of it this way. What if there were 18 students in the class and 2/3 of them were boys? That would mean that there were 12 boys, and the 1/3 that is left would be girls, so 6 girls, because each of these columns represents 1/3 of 18. So we circled 2/3, and we got 12. Let's keep going. This next one says 2/5 of 15. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to break the 15 into 5 equal parts and then circle 2 of them. So 5 equal parts. Let's do 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, like most things in math, it's super important that you keep these really even. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so now we've got 15 circles broken up into 5 equal columns. So each of these columns is equal to 1/5. 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, and 1/5. We want to circle 2/5. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say 1/5, 2/5. If I count those up, I'm going to know that 2/5 of 15 equals 6. Because once I divide up my 15 and I get it nice and even, 2/5 of it, 2 of our 5 groups equals 6 circles. Let's dive in and do another one together before you work on one on your own. 2/3 of 6. This is a pretty easy one. So I want you to go ahead and draw your circles in the order and the pattern that you think they should be drawn. Look at that 2/3 and think about how many groups you need to divide that 6 into. All right, you should have said I need to make 3 groups. So let's make 3 columns. 1, 2, 3 columns. 4, 5, 6 circles. All right, so we have 3 groups. Now we need to circle 2 of the 3 groups because we want to circle 2/3 of the dots. So we've got 1 and 2. If I count those 1, 2, 3, 4, I see that 2/3 of 6 was 4. Make sure you're actually drawing in the circles. I know that some of you can do this in your head, and that's great. but I want to make sure we understand how we're really dividing these fractions and whole numbers before we dive into the standard algorithm. Go ahead and try this next one on your own. 3/4 of 16. Go ahead. For this one, I know I need to divide it into 4 equal groups. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I know some of you are thinking, but Ms. Wilson, what if it doesn't divide equally? All the problems I give you will divide equally, so don't worry about that. Now I know I need to circle 3 of those 4 groups. We've got 1, 2, 3 groups. That's what you should have circled. Make sure yours looks like mine. We want to keep our work nice and neat and make sure it matches mine. Now, if we count up those numbers, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That tells me that 3/4 of 16 equals 12. Looking good, looking good. Let's dive into a word problem. Let's do this first one together, and I'll let you do the challenging one on your own. John ate 3/5 of 15 cookies. How many cookies are left? Let's go ahead and write our problem. We want to know 3/5 of or times the 15 cookies. Remember that times can also mean of, means the exact same thing. So I know I want to divide it into 5 groups. So there's an equal number of cookies in each of those 5 groups. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cookies divided into 5 equal groups. And we want to circle 3 of those equal groups. 1, 2, 3. I can see that John ate 3/5 of the cookies, but look. Is that what the problem is actually asking us? John ate these cookies. These cookies are gone. How many cookies are left? If we're looking at cookies left, this is what's left because John ate those. This is a super tricky problem. There are 6 cookies left. If you got 9, that means you didn't read the problem because it says how many cookies are left. Remember what you just learned there to do this next word problem. It can be a little tricky. Carl drew 12 pictures. 5/6 of the pictures were of dogs, and the rest were dragons. How many pictures of dragons did he draw? Try it out. For this one, 5/6 of the 12 were dogs. So let's go ahead and draw out that picture. I know I've got divided into 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're in 6 equal groups. 5 of those 6 groups were dogs. So that means there's 1 group left over that is dragons. So he only drew 2 dragon pictures. If you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, that means that you didn't read the question. You have to read the question really super carefully. But you were really close, and that's always good too. Now these last ones, you're probably thinking, Miss Wilson, what in the world is that? But I want to go back up here to some of these earlier problems and take a look at these. Like, let's look at this first one. We had 2/3 of 18, and our answer was 12. So if we look at that answer is bigger than the fraction, but smaller than the whole number. Take a look at our 2/5 of 15. Sorry about that. Now take a look at the 2/5 of 15. As we see that 2/5 of 15 equals 6. So the product or the answer is smaller than the fraction factor, but bigger than the whole number factor. And remember, the reason that is we're taking a fractional part of the whole number. 2/5 of 15 can't be bigger than 15 because 2/5 is smaller than 1. We're taking a small part of that 15. So let's go back down to those bottom problems. 2/3, remember that times also means of. So 2/3 of 9. In your head, do you think that is going to be greater or less than 9? 2/3 of 9. This is one of those that I don't want you to solve it. I just want you to predict if you think it's going to be greater than or less than 9. If you chose less than 9, you are correct. Remember, we're taking a small part of that 9, so it's going to be less than 9. Now we've got 1/4 of 8. 1/4 of 8. Is that going to be greater or less than 1/4? What do you think? If you chose greater than 1/4, you are correct. We're taking 1/4 of 8. That would actually equal 2, so it would be greater than 1/4. We're going to get a lot of practice with these down here as we move through this entire chapter. So if it's a little confusing right now, it's okay. As long as you understand the pictures that we are drawing, you should be good. Make sure you ask any questions if you have them, and good luck on your classwork.